Hey friends, it's Jacob uh, back on, and I want to talk to you about uh, taking advantage of the now and not kind of sitting on or pondering on what's going to happen in the future and not reflecting on what's happened to you in the past. I think it's a very good trap we can find ourselves in when we think about the past and we kind of blame what we blame the situation that we got ourselves in at this present point in time because of what's happened to you in the past, and really, uh, you have to disassociate yourself from what happened in the past and look at yourself in the now and say to yourself, what can I do about my present situation right now to drive myself forward? Because so be it that you've had a very tough time growing up, or you've had a lot of things you've had to come to terms with regarding your upbringing, and as painful as that might be, you have to be kind of careful about how that's going to affect the way you take action now. Uh, um, because if you're sitting there every day pondering about the past and what's sort of caused you to uh, get trapped up in this current situation you're in at the moment, if you start pondering on that, it's just going to feed back in that cycle I keep talking about. It's going to feed back into that cycle of negative thinking and that cycle of anxiety and depression will be very much a problem for you. The more you think about these negative things. Um, Now, this obviously no one ever said it's going to be easy to be able to, master your emotions and your way of thinking right now. No one ever said it's easy. I'm not telling you that it's going to be easy at all, but you have to think. You have to be a bit selfish, this time. You have to start thinking about yourself and not so much thinking, really. You have to start being. Being is the best word I can come up with at the moment, where you disassociate from thoughts of the future and thoughts from the past, and you put yourself in the now. And you look at yourself in the now and go, like, look at your surroundings right now. Look at. I want you to take like a full-on, like, kind of objective kind of view, an objective outlook on your environment right now and your surroundings, and look at where each item is placed in the room. Look at if there's any grime or mess or anything like that, or if anything looks displaced or looks imperfect to you, because once you do that, you then realize that uh, you have caused the you have caused the surroundings that you live in at the moment, but also those surroundings are affecting you, and you're letting that environment affect you, and it's just going to go back into a loop. And and that's what I mean by being present. It's about becoming aware and having an actualization and a realization that uh, you know uh, things don't seem right. Things don't seem like they are placed right in my life, and and your surroundings and your environment will completely reflect that the way you live your life right now. It will affect. It will reflect the way you think right now. Further to that, not just like looking at your physical surroundings, but also looking at um, you know, uh, your current life situation at the moment. Uh, are you like renting, in a one bedroom place by yourself? Are you not talking to anyone? Are you just by yourself? You'd rather be by yourself, and you'd rather just sit there and watch TV by yourself during the day, or and only ever, and like for your way of thinking, and like your aspirations and your inspirations to go only so far as your 9 to 5 job, Monday to Friday. Where then you get excited that when the weekend comes around, you get to sleep in, and you get to live this this bliss for 2 days of a sedentary lifestyle, and not getting out and doing things. This is how like all your kind of your thought process can just keep expanding and expanding as you become aware and realize all these sort of things that have happened to you in your environment, and also things that have you know uh, caused you to get into your current situation at the moment. And I think it is because of this pondering on the past and your upbringing, and this blaming yourself, and being ashamed of yourself, feeling sorry for yourself, that causes these that kind of manifests into this kind of unhealthy living. And I do call it unhealthy living when you're isolated, and you don't have any energy, and you feel like it's difficult to clean the house, or it's difficult to get outside and and exercise. And if you keep if you stay in a mindset like this long enough, you're really going to become more and more involved inside yourself. You're going to become more and more attuned to yourself, and in a bad way, and you're going to become more vigilant, hyper vigilant to what's going on inside you, what's going on inside your head, what's going on inside your body, and you start worrying about things about yourself that just keeps going round and round and round in circles. And to break that circle, as I said in the last video, is to become present, and to look at what's surrounding your life right now, because you are affecting your surroundings right now. You are affecting what is happening to you externally to you. You're affecting like visually, like what you see, and you're affecting that in the environment, but that environment is also affecting you, and that's that circle I'm talking about, and that just keeps circling. So why not maybe obviously in the last video I talked about changing your belief system. Why not change your beliefs and say that I'm perfectly okay, I'm a fit, young, healthy individual, or whatever. Think about all the positive things that are in your life right now that you can take advantage of right now. And that's the first step, believing. And once you believe, if you still have anxiety and depression, then just keep disassociating with the thoughts, like just keep diffusing from them, and watching like a third party observer. You can let the sensations keep coming through your body, and you can keep letting the thoughts, the negative thoughts, and suicidal thoughts, and all those kind of things, to keep entering your mind. Keep allowing them to happen, okay? Because the more you try to fight them off, the more they come crashing back to you with ferocity. Because what you really want to do is, just let them float through you. Like, let these kind of sensations just kind of float through your body, and let the thoughts just kind of float through your head, and kind of exit out. And that's that's like so paramount, because without doing that, you're going to keep staying in square one. Square one is all you're ever going to know. So once that happens, you kind of accept, the way you feel at this point in time. Like, you accept, okay, well, these are just emotions. But remember, this is just a thought. This is just a negative thought that just keeps, coming through my head, but it's not going to harm me. And you have to keep reassuring yourself that, this is just a thought. It's not going to present any kind of physical danger to me. It's not going to kill me. It's just a thought. That's all it is. Like, it's just something, imaginary. It's just an imaginary kind of thing that just comes in and leaves. And the scary sensations you feel in your body, as I said, the human body is a very closed off system, and it's very, very, very dynamic. It's always constantly changing. The body you live in, I think I've heard this before, like the body you live in is, once every 7 years. Your body right now is completely brand new than the body you were in 7 years ago. So the person you were 7 years ago does not exist anymore. Like, that person's gone. How fucking paradoxical and crazy is that? That is very, like, weird. And so, as I'm saying, no one's ever going to be able to feel perfect. No one's ever going to be able to feel like everything's running 100% okay, a-okay. Someone's going to feel something different to another person, because we're all very unique, and our genetics, our genetics, like the person you are right now, never existed in the past, and will never be born again in the future. So what I mean is, you were never born like that exact same person in the past. You'll never be born that exact same person in the future. So think about that. Like, you are very unique. Like, you should be proud of yourself. You should be so proud that you were born in this world where you've just got your own unique body. That is so cool. That is so exciting. And just think so positively about it. Like, I'm a one-hit wonder. And I will not happen again. And so what are you going to do right now, in this present day, right now? What are you going to do today that is going to make yourself better tomorrow? Just keep thinking about that. I keep saying thinking, but really being. Keep being. Keep at it. Keep surrounding yourself in the present. Like, we have so much pain in our body. Like, our body has so much pain with, the emotions we've had to deal with in our past, and, the emotions we think we're going to have to deal with in the future, or, what if this, what if that? If you keep living a life of what if, then nothing is ever going to eventuate. Nothing is ever going to work out. Because you're still stuck in this negative cycle of just of always just thinking what's wrong next, every single day. And how can you have the energy, or how can you have the time to take advantage of the positive person you are, and the beautiful person you are, and the magnificence of your individuality you are? How can you take advantage of all those kinds of things when all of your energy and time is sucked up and being absorbed into this feedback loop of just, negative thoughts and catastrophizing and being aware and overly sensitive to what's happening inside your body? You know what? I think, with living in the present, it's like, always go out on a limb, always push yourself every day. And it doesn't, and I'm not talking about people think of like really big goals, and the thing is that's not really the best way to look at it, because if someone's looking like at a goal that is like a mountain, um in comparison to, say, like a little hill, you know, um, it's going to become too overwhelming, and you're not going to ever eventuate to, achieving that goal. You want to set small goals at first, and that's what I've been doing at the moment. And I've been taking it one step at a time. There's a saying out there. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Sorry for any kind of vegans out there or anything. It's just an analogy. But yeah. It's, I always live by that 1% rule, and that 1% rule is, you've got your back against the wall right now. So this is the wall, and your back's against the wall, and your goal is over here, right here. But you can't just go from here to over here like straight away. You got to go 1%, be 1% better every day. So that means taking one step every day to making yourself better. And it doesn't mean So like, for example, right now you're trapped in your bedroom, you don't want to leave your house. Well, do something first, like vacuum the house, that will be 1% better than yesterday. Next day, you clean your car and you do the dishes. That's another percent better than the day before that. And then you go outside and then you take a breath of fresh air, and that's 1% better than that the next day. And then the day after that, another 1% better is go for a small walk for 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes, and half an hour. And then and then just keep until eventually you've become this super badass, and you're totally winning at life, and you're looking back at yourself on the past, and you're laughing at who you were in the past, and and you go, how the hell did I think these things, back in the past? This is just so integral, like it's just so paramount, and I guess what I'd like to finish with is there is no point consuming all your energy and all your time, being sucked into all these negative thoughts and these being hyper aware and hyper vigilant of all your body sensations. You want to instead direct your focus. You want to, and by directing your focus to somewhere else, you have to change your beliefs. Change your beliefs about who you are as a person, and also change your beliefs of what you are capable of and what you can actually achieve, because you are a very unique individual, and you're a magnificent individual, and you don't even realize that. You don't even know. And there are so many people who are so much more disadvantaged than us in other countries, and not trying to do the whole name and shame kind of thing on you at all. But like, if you just kind of put yourself in perspective, you think, wow, like, I am actually not as bad off as I thought I was. Actually, it's just something that you can utilize to make yourself feel better about what you're going to do next as your next goal. So yeah, don't suck your energy and time into yourself and into your thoughts. Get out and do something. Be in the present. Do something different, and keep working at that. And eventually, you'll be turn into some sort of awesome badass. All right, I think that kind of sums it up. Have a good one. If you have any questions or leave a comment, that's all fine by me. Catch you guys.